Good morning, boys and girls. I thought today would be a good chance to catch up on some of the seeds that are developing on the farm. Come on.
So the sycamore trees on the farm have developed their helicopters. What happens is that these cool helicopters break off and the wind carries them down to the ground. So wind dispersal is in action here. Aren't they brilliant? The sycamore helicopters that we've just seen are very similar to the ash keys that we've looked at before. Just to remind you, this is what they look like. They too use wind dispersal. Eventually they'll turn papery and float to the ground, carried by the wind. And both of these are very similar to the seeds from the maple tree, as you can see. The last time that we looked at the nettles, they didn't have any seeds. And over the last few weeks, they have slowly been developing the seeds that you can see here, attached to our very favourite nettles. What you can see here are the beginnings of raspberries on the farm. Now these will eventually turn nice and red and they look more like the raspberries we're used to eating, but they've just started coming out now once the flowers have gone. Now they are dispersed by animals or birds eating them and then pooping them out. The flowers have come out on the elder tree. The flowers on the elder are usually used to make elderflower cordial, a type of juice. And also on the elder tree, we get this strange, quite ugly looking fungi. It's quite extraordinary and it does tend to grow mainly on the elder tree. Let's have a closer look. Amazing. You'll also notice that the dockings have started to make seeds for themselves too. Do you see them at the top of the plant there? These have only appeared in the last few days. The thistles on the farm begin life like this. They then develop a purpley pink flower, and then after that they develop a seed which is blown nicely, similar to the dandelion, by the wind. The brambles on the farm are beginning to form. They're flowers that are being enjoyed by the bees here. Start off as flowers, develop into the bramble, which is then spread with the same seed dispersal method as the raspberries, eaten and then pooped out. The hazel trees on the farm have started to produce the beginnings of what will be hazelnuts. Do you see them tucked inside the safety of a little husk until they're bigger? The reeds have developed their seed heads, as you can see. You can see that the little almost trumpets that we saw on the hawthorn bushes last week are now slowly forming into what we would recognise as a hawthorn berry. These will eventually turn red. These are the beginnings of the white berries that can be found on the snowberry bush. There's lots of snowberry in the hedges at the farm here. So once these flowers have been passed, the white berries will soon appear after that. This plant is called an Aquilegia, and the Aquilegia develops its seed pods once the flowers have passed. They begin to ripen and swell, and then when they open out, they let go of these little, almost like miniature pea pods that are stuffed full of little tiny seeds. Can you see them there? Now, when these pods burst open, the seeds can be scattered nicely around the plant and enables a new plant to grow. The beautiful pink poppy that we saw last week is now finished with. They don't last long, but instead leave behind these amazing seed pods. Aren't they gorgeous? These will eventually burst open once they're dried out and scatter their seeds. And I thought you might like a look at some of the flowers that I planted during the first week of lockdown. They've started to flower, and don't they just look lovely? Bye bye, boys and girls. See you tomorrow.